Click on.
Bro, I have a question. Right. Bro, how did you start and how did you make money?
Yeah, he's the fucking fit. Oh, okay. Yeah, how'd you become the richest man on the planet? Trillionaire or some shit?
Trillionaire.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
So I was a kickboxer for a long time. I was fighting for money. There's not that much money in kickboxing. And then my first serious entrepreneurial. I mean, I ran lots of businesses, did this, did that. Some things
like what?
You can't. Everything, man. I had a normal job for a while when I was kickboxing, and I did some different things, and I did some things I shouldn't have done, and blah blah blah, and was in jail for a little while and got out, and then I opened up a webcam company. I had girls sitting on the internet talking to men, and I ended up scaling that up to having 75 women working for me. That's how I first made millions of dollars.
Fucking porn website.
Damn, what the fuck?
You don't know this story? This is like my most known story online.
You never told it to me.
It's a really long story, and I've told it. I've told it very, very well on some other podcasts. But the short version of it was, I got in some debt to some dangerous men, and I needed money fast. And I was sitting in my room trying to work out a way to make money, because at the time I was only fighting, and I didn't have a fight coming up for a while. And I was researching how money works. Like, I was trying to understand how money works, where it comes from. This is where I learned about the Federal Reserve and fractional reserve banking and all these things. So, interesting point he made earlier about, the matrix and its currency and how it's all a lie. I understand all that very well. But that really made me mad, because now I understand money's bullshit and I still don't have any. And I was really upset. And I was sitting there with a piece of paper trying to write down my assets and my liabilities and, trying to write down all the geek shit they tell you. And for assets, I wrote down that obviously, I'm strong, but I'm already fighting. I'm brave, but I'm already fighting. I had all these girlfriends, but I thought, well, I can't afford to open a strip club. I'm not going to put them out on the track. I'm not that kind of guy. They're my girls. And then I discovered by accident, when I was clicking around on these websites, I saw those things in the corner, talk to live girls now. And I thought, well, my girls could do that. And long story short, I ended up with 75 women and 4 premises and making $1.4 million a month. And that's how it all started. That was about 10 years ago.
Wow. Holy shit.
The story. Yeah, there's an in-depth version of it, but that's the story. And people listen to that and they seem to think that for some reason I was exploitative, but it's absolutely the opposite. I'm a feminist, bro. I empower women to make as much money as they want to make, and I help them do it. I'm here and
as long as it's for you.
But right? Fire pimp. He was a pimp.
Hold on. So look, X. This is what I wanted to actually ask the question, because I know it was a question that you had. Hold on, Andrew. The one of the takes that you made on my stream about that you should take 100% of your girls' OnlyFans. I know X. You felt some type of way about that. Andrew, that's still.
I mean, they said that you were joking 100%, and you weren't joking. So I assumed that you were joking, but I still hold this take that you weren't.
Well, it depends, right? So if it's a girl who were to come to me and say, Andrew, I would like you to help me make money on OnlyFans, and they would come to me for my marketing expertise, then of course it would be a fair deviation. I make 20%, 30%, whatever. That's different. But if it's my girlfriend, my long-term partner, and we're going to be together forever, and she decides to go down that particular career path, I think I should have a much larger stake, because she is my girl. And she is now giving away some of the most private and intimate parts of her body to the internet. Those parts of her body belong to me effectively, because she's my woman. That's the whole point of being with somebody. So to pretend she's going to do that and make a bunch of money and give me nothing I find that disrespectful. I would sooner tell her, look, you're not doing OnlyFans, and she would obviously.
So I called it then that you weren't actually joking. It was an actual true statement, right?
Yeah, if I had a serious long-term girlfriend and me and her are together and we're going to be together forever, and she says, I'm desperate to do OnlyFans, I say, you don't need to, we're rich. She goes, no, I really, really want to. I say, okay, the money's mine then.
We can dismantle these statements into one at a, like small rocks. We can approach them one at a time, right? Because there's a lot that, respectfully, okay, I think there's a lot of parts of that are garbage, right? But I don't want to say something at the whole rock, and we have to do small rock pebble at a time, right? So. Also, this motherfucker can laugh over here. You see it next to me? Los Polos. He's laughing, but he said you were trolling, so you were joking 100%. But he's only a stomach now, because he's going to be, right? But he said you were wrong 100% about this, and so wrong that you were joking. So I don't know why he's holding his tongue right now.
What did I do?
It's a very
particular scenario, right? You have to understand that the scenario in which I would take 100% is a very, very particular one. In general, when I had my business, And I know you're saying that they only made money for me. They made money for themselves. I turned girls. I would actually sit here and say, as the biggest misogynist on this panel, I've turned more girls into multimillionaires than any of you. I've made girls multimillionaires. This is 10 years ago at the beginning of all this shit, before OnlyFans, when webcamming was new. I took girls from Starbucks and made them millions and millions and millions of dollars and paid them fairly, never missed a single paycheck.
Okay.
I'm as feminist as you can get. Now, yeah, I got
like I said, I don't. Okay, no disrespect once again. Okay, I just feel like this is like the type of argument that goes like, I have 3 friends that are black when making certain comments or whatever. So I don't. Unfortunately, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me.
I don't get mad at you. I'm mad at you.
Okay. Well, respectfully, I think that is genuinely the same vibe, energy comment, right? Oh, I can't be against women because I helped 4 or 5 of them. Oh, no, I'm not against women because I made a couple of them millionaire or whatever the fuck, right?
It's not about being against women. I'm saying that the whole was a net positive for both me and the females. So you misunderstood my point. You think I'm making a different point, and that's why you've come to that conclusion. The point I'm making is that everybody who worked for me won. The only person who lost was the guy sending his money away online. That's fine. But for everyone who was associated with me, both me, it wasn't exploitative because you made it sound like I only did it for me. No, the women who worked for me also made millions of dollars. Everybody who was associated won. Everyone won. All of them.
Yeah, for business activities or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think I wasn't talking about that at all. All I meant was, okay, fuck it. Let's just skip this tangent we're on. Let's just go back to the main argument you said. So I have more of a stake. So you think that in a relationship, you have a certain stake on your partner's income based on what that income comes from.
Well, depending on how they make it, absolutely. I think that in a relationship with a woman, if the man is with that woman, the main reason he knows he's with her is the fact that she is sexually exclusive to him. If you're with a woman and she's fucking everyone, are you even with her? No. How do you know she's even yours? Because she only sleeps with you, right? Well, if all of her intimate parts are now for everybody and they're purchasable, then I think you have a stake in said parts because those parts belong to you. She gives them to you when she decides to be a woman.
So there's a price that you're taxing your loss of privacy.
That's a way you could put it. I mean, personally, if my woman were to come to me and say she wanted to do OnlyFans, I'd just say no because I'm not.
Okay. Then.
But an example. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, respectfully, let's have let's try to upscale that discussion and see what kind of stake would you need for your girl to suck another guy's dick.
I would never tolerate that on any level. So that's too far. But
there's a price for the pictures and the loss of intimacy.
Correct.
For me, it's a black and white thing.
Chat, for $1 million,
once you lose a certain amount, you can lose more of it.
Would you let your girl suck a dick?
I understand what you're saying,
yes or no?
But to me, it's not black. Because pixelated pictures on the internet are very different than sucking an actual dick. So I would never let my girls be prostitutes. None of the girls who ever worked for me ever prostituted. I've never associated with a prostitute. I don't associate with porn stars, none of that kind of shit. But I had very wholesome girls with pictures of their titties on the internet 10 years ago who made themselves millionaires, yes. And now they are happily married with somebody or whatever. Or some of them are still with me. It doesn't matter. But I was never like getting girls to prostitute or hardcore pimping along that line. I use the word pimp because I had a lot of women who worked for me and they were all beautiful and it sounds cool. But truthfully, I don't even really see myself in that regard. I think I'm less of a pimp than most corporations. The girls who work for me, 50%. You don't get 50% of the cash register when you work at McDonald's.
Okay, people can be pimps and companies can be pimps to a certain level, right? Which has anything to do with you being a certain level of a pimp. I think if your girl is doing something, an activity of her own will, I feel like taxing her that's being a pimp, like quite literally. You are pimping at the wazoo. Yeah, you are pimping.
I understand, and maybe you've never had the kind of relationships I've had with my women, but any woman I'm with decides to, by her own free will, submit to me because she sees me as her intellectual superior. She sees me as her life superior. She looks up to me and she respects me, and she sees me as and for that reason, if she were to come along and say do OnlyFans and I said no, she wouldn't do it. But if she insisted on doing it, I would sit here and say, look, I'm unhappy with you doing this, making a bunch of money off of parts which are supposed to be intimate only for me. If this is going to happen, I need to have some kind of compensation for my unhappiness. Yes. And she would understand and she would pay me. But this is not a scenario I need to be involved in. This is just a hypothetical, right? But all the girls who worked for me, they were not romantically involved. They were girls who decided to make a bunch of money and they came to the best of the business, which was me.
So you would be okay with then paying them for their discomfort in other areas then? That'd be something that you're open to?
Sure. I mean, that's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, I think that all men do naturally anyway, right? Let's. I understand your point you're making, so let's extrapolate on it. You're saying that if I do something that they're unhappy with, I should give them money. Well, the point is, I think that all high value men do that naturally anyway. If you take a billionaire on a boat,
naturally, it's kind of indirect of a term. It naturally is more indirect and more like intended, right? Since for you it's transactional and intentional, then in this example you have to use the same framework for that example. Same framework has to be agreed upon. So let's say I don't want to be too gross right now. You're with a girl and you want to do something. Do you okay with the thing of saying, okay, well, I kind of want to do that. I'll give you 10K.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think it works exactly that way, but I think that all men, especially high-value men, are already in a transactional relationship to some regard, and that's not a bad thing. That's natural human nature. And the point I'm trying to make is that if you're a truly high-status male, if you're a billionaire with a yacht and you have 10 girls on that boat, the woman who's in love with you is going to let you fuck 9 other women in front of her because she gets to be on a billionaire's yacht. She gets to go to private islands. She gets to not have to work. She gets to run around on jet skis and take Instagram pictures. So to some degree, are you not paying her for her compliance? To some degree, are you not rewarding her for her being in a situation that she's not completely happy with? That is natural human nature, and all high status males do it.
Okay, as much as I would agree with you,
bro,
that would
cut him off, bro.
That would be a part of something, right? Part of some sort of fulfillment, right? I would like my partner to be fulfilled in all the ways that I'd like to be fulfilled in a relationship. If a girl's only with me because she's fulfilled in this money way, but she's lacking on a bunch of other shit, what's the point?
So let's swap the hypothetical. Let's say you're in love with a woman and she comes to you and she decides she wants to do OnlyFans. What do you say?
Okay, so I've had a lot of things about OnlyFans before. A lot.
Bro, answer the question.
I personally, just because I think it's just kind of annoying. I wouldn't go into it knowing she's doing it.
So right? You would. So if your girl came to you and said, no, your girl's not already on OnlyFans, you're with a girl and she's seen OnlyFans online, she decides she wants to start, she comes to you and says, I want to become an OnlyFans chick. You're going to say, yeah, go for it. Don't give me a penny. Go for it. Get rich. Show your titties. That's going to be your answer?
No, I just say, this is kind of annoying. It's an annoying thing. I don't fully agree with it, right? So it'd be kind of cold. It's cold. I don't like it.
Well, this is the point. So I think it's you're and I understand this is really interesting what Train said earlier about internet language, because when you make a point, you have to be very, very careful with what you say. It's almost like politicians speak, but you're saying it's annoying. I wouldn't like it. Well, I'd say you're not allowed. That's what I'd say. I'd say you're not allowed to be on OnlyFans if you're my girl.
Okay.
If you are here.
Okay. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that I don't like it, and if it escalates to a point, I guess I would break up. But that's not like the I don't think that's the main point though. What does that prove? I think it's just lame. It's generally lame.
Hey, all right. So the point I'm making here is that it's a situation that most men don't want to find themselves in. They're completely in love with the chick and she decides to do OnlyFans. We're in a hypothetical situation. Saying I'd break up with the chick is a boring answer. So assuming you have to stay with the chick, that's the parameters of the question to make the question interesting to answer. My answer is that I need to be paid for her to be doing OnlyFans. That's the answer in the hypothetical situation. Your answer in the hypothetical situation is it's kind of annoying. I don't know.
There are parameters for this. Yeah. There's a bunch of parameters around that. It would be like, I hope she's not doing it because of lack of fulfillment in certain ways in our relationship, because that's a fucking problem. I wouldn't want my partner to go to places because she's craving a part of something she isn't getting in our relationship. As long as the thing takes away from a relationship, right? And the framework remains the same, then I guess it's kind of chilling. But that's kind of how it comes to OnlyFans, because people do it for a lot of reasons and a lot of other ones. So it's kind of
do you mind me asking you a question? How old are you?
26.
Okay, let me blow your mind, young man. Women love men they respect. And let me tell you this, and this is natural, this is evolutionary, it's biological. This is why women have certain even basic things like height, right? They're designed to be attracted to it evolutionarily because they respect larger men because they're more likely to be better at fighting. They're better warriors. Women fall in love with men they respect. Not even men they like that much. It's men they respect. Men they like are their friends. Men they respect are the ones they fuck. And let me tell you something. If a girl were to come to me and say, I am intent on doing OnlyFans, and I would say, I'm uncomfortable with you doing that. I don't want you doing it. She says, Andrew, I love you, but I'm going to do OnlyFans no matter what. I would have to put together parameters and a framework in which she still respects me as a man, or we're over. It's not even about the money. It's about the fact that you are my woman. I love you. You love me. And you're going to show me enough respect as a man that if you're going to get naked on the internet, you're going to at least reward me in some way. There's not going to be all these men paying you money and you making a bunch of money on the fucking side sitting in my house without me getting shit, because that is disrespectful. And I would not allow her to disrespect me, not just because of my ego, but because of her own innate ability to not be attracted to somebody that she doesn't respect. If you were to come along and play things your way, If a chick were to come to you and say, I want to do OnlyFans, you would say, well, I don't like it. It's kind of annoying, and she started doing it, she would fucking leave. The girl is more likely to stay with me taking all her money than she is stay with you keeping all her money. And that may not make sense to you, but one day you will understand.
Okay. I'm going to fire back at you and just say that whatever my relationship is lacking, whatever amount of respect that I'm losing, and whatever amount of privacy that I'm losing, you can't put a price on that. You can't revert that with money. You just can't do it. Can't do it. I want to feel fulfilled. And what fulfills me is that my partner is fulfilled. And we're both on that like equal mindset, right? And you can't exchange that with money in a transactional way. You just can't. Doesn't matter the amounts. Doesn't matter. It does make me fulfilled. So if the partner can make up for it, whatever they're doing that they're lacking, and they're kind of like reverting it somehow towards me, I guess we can find some sort of compromise, right? But it wouldn't be about money or be transactional money wise. It just wouldn't.
Brother, life is transactional, my friend. And to sit here and pretend that because things are transactional means there's no emotions involved isn't true. Life is transactional. If I'm completely head over heels in love with a woman and I love her with all my heart and I'm ready to take a bullet for her, it's still a transactional relationship. She still provides things and I still provide things that satisfy both of us. You do not sit here and stream for free. Life is transactional. So to sit here and pretend that things shouldn't be transactional is asinine. That's not the way the world works. Every single thing in the world is transactional. Even if I give money to charity, even if Train gives this lady who's massaging me 100,000, he's doing that, one, for clout, two, because he gets to feel good about himself. He isn't, it's not pure charity. He gets to win too.
Actually, wait a second. Wait a second. No, I gotta say something. It's not for clout. If you look me up, I'm actually hated and everything's justified that I do, but it is for the feel good. I get a high from it. The same high I get from gambling, I get from giving. My dick gets hard. So that's transactional, but it is not for clout. I don't give a fuck about it. Just trust me. Do a little research. It is not the clout part, but it is the high part from feeling good. Continue.
Bro, it's the same with me. There's Romania has an orphanage problem. A lot of orphans. Every single Christmas, I go down to the orphanage with the Rolls Royce, give 100 grand, whatever. Am I the fucking nicest man in the world? Well, yeah, but also I feel good. I feel good for doing it, right? Yeah. So life is transactional. So to sit here and say things shouldn't be transactional is asinine. That's not a right paradigm. You must view the world in a transactional sense. The world is transactional.
Yeah, but you're being a little bit obtuse, though. You are deliberately obtuse about what the nature of how we use transactional as a term. You're just saying, oh, it's all transaction. Yeah, of course. Then everything in life, if it goes one way, it comes back another way. That's transactional. So everything is. But that's not how we use the word transactional. Transactional is more of not an indirect. It's more of a direct thing. I'm doing this for that, right? That's how we normally use transactional. The way you're saying is just, oh, it's an exchange of brain chemicals. I'm doing this and I get this brain reward, right? As an exchange. That's kind of that is obtuse.
Fine. Let me change the way I ask you the question, right? Because what I'm actually, and once again, you're only 26. You are smart. I can see you're smart, but you're 26. So if I were in your position and I had disagreed with everything that Andrew Tate had said, and Andrew Tate was going to come on a stream, first I'd have a list of everything he said I disagree with. You don't even have a list. So you haven't been very professional about your approach in this. You don't even know most of the things I've said. You're just saying this about, it's all very general. So in future, please.
Say that again. Sorry about that. I was fucking distracted by bullshit.
Fine. In future, make a list of all my points you disagree with, so we can be more systematic in our approach.
Oh, the problem is that you're a gish galloper. You're a professional at it. You're really good at doing it. Gish galloping, you do dang, 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 and then it's kind of hard to catch up because once we talk about something, it's already too late.
Cool. Well, let me tell you what you're doing, just so you're aware. If I walk into NASA and I say that going to space is too expensive and too dangerous, and they say, "Well, yeah, I agree with you," and I say, "Okay, this is bullshit," and they go, "Well, what's the alternative?" And I cannot present an alternative. That does not make me a fucking physicist. That does not make me an astronaut. That makes me a jackass. So if you cannot propose a better alternative, then you have no point to make. And this is the point I'm making with you. The parameters of the question are you're in love with a woman who decides to do OnlyFans. You can't break up with her. And I have also added another parameter. You want to retain the respect and the authority in the relationship. You think that taking money in said situation is completely unreasonable and unfair. Fine. What is an alternative which is superior? And if you cannot name one, then it is the best of a bad choice. It may be an unfortunate situation, but it's the best move in a bad chess position, and you must still make the best move. If you have a better move to make, I'm open to hear it. But if I'm in love with a woman, and I'm not going to break up with her, and she comes with me, and she insists on doing OnlyFans, my answer to retain my control and my respect in my relationship is for her to pay me. That is my answer. If you have a better one, my ears are open.
Okay, like I said, whenever somebody does OnlyFans, it's because there's what does that come from? Like, it can be a lot of things of why they would do it. Only money or some sort of fulfillment or whatever, right? Some sort of fulfillment, right? If they're doing it because they're lacking something in the relationship, they're taking something away from the relationship, yeah, that's a fucking problem. I guess break up. If I'm that uncomfortable, I'm not going to put a price on that. I'm not going to be fulfilled in something and spend my entire life with somebody and be committed. There's no price you're going to pay me to be deluded that we're at the same level of commitment. Break up. End of story. No alternative. One alternative, break up. If you're that uncomfortable, I will not put a dollar amount on that. I will fucking break up and move on. And the fact that you can put a price on your lack of commitment or whatever you think you're like, because if they make it OnlyFans,
it's not about the money. It's the principle, chat, right?
What he's saying was a hypothetical. He said in a real normal world, it's like, no, we can't. No OnlyFans, we break up. It is what it is. What he's saying, there's no breakup in this scenario. No breakup. What is the alternative of the transaction?
No, I said break up. That's alternative. You fucking break up.
Also, it's hypothetical though.
Also, X, he's saying it's not about the money. It's the principle behind it.
His hypothetical is like in a situation where you guys aren't breaking up and it's just you need something. What are you gonna do instead?
I have hundreds of millions.
I said broke up.
Okay, cool. Okay, well the point is I have hundreds of millions of dollars, and if my girlfriend did OnlyFans and made $2, she would pay me my $1, and that's because it's principle. It's not
principle. Yeah.
Okay. Bro. Yeah. Still fair enough, but you can't. In my opinion, that the nature of that behavior of putting a dollar amount because of some lack of whatever the fuck
about the
is
fucking
stupid.
Money.
It's an alarming logical conclusion. It's just bad.
What else about me do you find alarming?
No, I'm just saying it's alarming. That's it.
Okay. What else about my views or things you've heard me say or my attitudes or my life approach?
Oh, my girl can't go out. That's fucking alarming as shit.
My girl can't go out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's discuss this. All right, cool. So I take my girlfriends out all the time, right?
Cool.
But if my girl were to say I want to go out with 7 other girls to the club, in my personal experience, I'd be unhappy for her to do that because I've been the man in the club that those 7 girls turn up to and end up on his table, and I know what happens. I've lived a very, very long life. I know how that ends. Now, I think that, and I've discussed this already before. I think I discussed this yesterday with Dave Portnoy, which he got upset about. I discussed that if I'm going to be in a relationship and I'm going to have responsibility over a woman, which I want to have because it's my masculine imperative, I should also have a degree of authority that comes with that responsibility. If I'm responsible for her safety, for example, but she refuses to obey me when I say don't walk home in the middle of the night, then how can I truly be responsible? Responsibility and authority are linked. I'm responsible for her because I'm her man and I take the best care of her. I might know things she doesn't know. She might be 19 years old and think going to the club's all fine. I'm 35. I've been around. I've seen what happens in clubs. No, you don't need to go there. I'm responsible for you. I take care of you. And by extension, I have authority to say to you, you're not going to that nightclub. That doesn't make me crazy. It doesn't make me insecure. It doesn't make me weak. She can always say I'm going to go anyway, and that's fine. And then we can break up. But in my scenario, any woman I'm serious about is going to obey me. And I'm not going to come along with some crazy, maybe people will call it crazy. I'm not going to make her do anything wrong. She ain't going to take drugs. She's going to go to the gym. She's going to eat right. She's going to be learning shit. And she ain't going to be in the club sniffing and drinking. Now, if that makes me a bad person, then so be it. No problem. But I get plenty of girls who sign up to that all day long without problems. And any man who sits there and goes, I'm not insecure, I'll send my girl to the club. Send her to my table, G. Send her to my table. No problem. Send her.
Fair enough. Okay.
We'll talk about insecurity when she's sucking dick.
Okay, then according to your mindset and how you see things then, and your high levels of security apparently, right? If your girl was to go to the club, right? And I was at the club, you're scared that I will bring your girl home.
I don't live in fear. It's not about scared because I don't live in fear.
That's fear.
No, it's not fear. What it is.
Okay, what is the outcome that you do not want of her going to the club?
I'll explain. I'm a territorial.
Guys coming over and bringing her home. You, by fear, you are scared of her going home with another guy. That is a move that is literally fueled by fear. You are fearful.
That's an interesting viewpoint, and I know you think that that's relevant, and I know you think you've made a good point, but I'm about to dissect it and show you why.
Go ahead.
I'm a territorial individual. And I think that being a man, one of the best things about being a man is being territorial, being able to say, that is mine. That's the whole point of it. So let's use an analogy. And please, when I make this analogy, I don't want you to try and get caught up in the analogy because I'm about to compare a woman to a car. Do not say, you're comparing women to cars. That's low IQ. This is just an analogy. If I go outside, right? Or let's say I have a Lamborghini. I have many cars, but let's say I take my Lamborghini. Would I park it in a high crime area? Even if the locks are fantastic, even if my woman is loyal and completely and utterly in love with me, and I know there's 0% chance any man could ever take her home because she's with the top G, which is the case. Even if I know the locks on my car, it has bulletproof glass, it's locked, you can't break into it. Will I park my Lambo in an area where people are going to try and steal it?
That's a good analogy,
I won't, because
bro.
that is irresponsible. So the fact is, I don't care if men try and come up to my chick, because no one can steal my chick, because I am me. The fact is, it's irresponsible for me to put her in a scenario where people will attempt it. If I walk out to the car park and someone's trying to break into my car, even if the locks to my car are secure, I will still decimate said individual for attempting to steal my property. That's what it's about. It's about territorialism. It's not about being fearful the girl's going to run off with someone else. There's nowhere to go from me but down. It's not about that. It's about the fact that it's irresponsible for me to put her in that scenario. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, the argument would be good. If I were you, I'm making that argument. I could rationalize the argument you just did if most of the girls that I dated or that I was with had the IQ of somebody who cannot move, think, or do anything, and is just stuck on the side of the fucking curb. So yeah, I guess maybe you would have this experience if most of you did were 0 IQ, brain frozen. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense in the real world because you don't park your fucking girl on the curb at the club. They move, they talk, they do shit. So it's not a fucking. It's not the danger of other guys doing shit, right? Because they can still think. And the loss of the potential that one guy out of a million will do some crazy shit and is going to forcibly bring her home, right? Is far outweighed by the fun and enjoyment and fulfillment that they get by going to the club in the first place.
That's interesting, but you also have to understand, because we are different individuals living very different lives, and I'm not going to sit here and comment on your relationships because I don't understand them because I don't know them. But you have to understand. Now, I am at a status of life where any woman who gets with me understands that to be with a man of my caliber, there are certain sacrifices which must be made. You do not get to be with a kickboxing world champion, multi-millionaire, whose entire life is completely on track and live a life of spoilt princess, and then also say to that man, I go to the club whenever the fuck I want. You might be able to say that to some other men, but you can't say it to me. So, and I want to say something to you that you may not yet understand once again, because you are intelligent, but you're not yet wise because you are young. Women are malleable. And when I say they're malleable, people think that women are these individualistic, unique creatures, and they are to a degree, but they are heavily molded by the man they're with. You'll notice if a woman gets with a man and she loves him, she likes the same music he likes, the same
anybody's in that regard. Everybody's malleable in that regard with the people that they're with, people that are around. People are the fucking result of what's around them. That's just
correct. So women are malleable. So a woman which may say to you, I'm a unique, special snowflake, I do whatever the fuck I want. If she was in my presence, she wouldn't say that. Now, because women are a reflection of their man. It's not hard to get a woman who sits there and says, you know what? I don't go to the club without my man because I adore my man. If the man is worthy of such adoration. If the woman's sitting there going, well, I'm with him, but he doesn't tell me what to do. That's the man's problem. It's nothing to do with the woman. Females are all the same. It's all about the man they're with. I have no trouble and no arguments in my life telling women they don't go to the club by themselves. Zero. It's not a conversation that even ever appears ever because I am me. So for you to sit here and describe scenarios, that's fine. And you're saying that my women are low IQ. I would counter that by saying if I was with the same women you were with, they'd behave better for me than they would for you. And that is because of my status and my wisdom and my individuality that you've yet.
You treat and pay for them like they're Lambos that are parked at the curb. Of course they're going to be like this if you want to go down that argument. So yeah, I guess once more I have to concede the point because you're right. I guess you dated frozen Lambos parked at the curb.
It's not frozen Lambos. Saying to a woman
that is what you compared. That is your example. You compared the behavior and the potentials of her being stolen to a parked Lambo. Therefore, I have to use that analogy when talking about the girls that you are dating. And you are right. I'm sorry. It's not an insult. You made this precedent. I have to use it.
Yeah,
I will take any woman I could date. Any woman you've ever, I don't know who your girlfriends are. I don't have a clue. But any woman you've ever dated, if I was with her, she wouldn't be going to the club without me. That's the bottom line. And that's because who I am. The woman's paradigm, the idea that the female is going to come along and demand to only go club with the girls, etc., etc., etc. That is heavily dependent on the man she is with.
So what makes you above her then? The money, the status, the top G. What is the label or the prerequisite that makes you above her?
It's not about being above. It's about her.
Yes, it is.
It's about her respecting me.
Therefore, you can't go to the club either. You don't go to the club then.
That's bullshit. I go to the club whenever the fuck I want.
Okay, then what makes her unable to go to the club if you can't go to the club if you're equal?
I am responsible for her, and I have authority.
Why are you responsible? What makes you responsible?
I'm responsible for her because I am more competent as an individual. Now, before
how do you know that? All the girls. There's no girl out there that could be above you. You're above everybody else.
Well, let's because I know you're going to try and go down the sexist argument. Let's reverse it.
Well, I mean, you bait it. Okay, listen. You have driven this conversation since the beginning. I gave you I gave you the initial roots argument or point, and you are driving yourself there.
Cool.
And so you are drawing a circle around it. I didn't do shit.
All right.
I said, what makes you above her? And you're not giving me an answer.
It's not about being above. It's about having responsibility for.
So what can you share responsibility?
Okay, because you can't share responsibility because nothing in life is 50-50. There's always, even if it's 49%, 51%.
Okay. Then why you?
Me, because I'm me. This is the exact point. Now let's reverse it, which I've been trying to do for the last 30 seconds. There are women out there who are with men, and that man needs her to tell him, stop playing video games, stop smoking weed, go to the gym, get your diet in order. Why don't you ever work? Why ain't you got any money? There are millions of relationships out there. In said scenario, she has responsibility because she's his mother and she tells him what to do, and she has authority. She can tell him not to do shit because she's the fucking boss. That is happened. It's not about a sex thing. It's about human dynamics. In every relationship, someone's in charge, and I'm in charge of my relationships, and I find it irresponsible of me to put her in a scenario where something could happen to her.
But
carry on.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just think what a good point was. I can interject. Since you're making that point, right? The problem with these statements is that you say girls. You always say girls or my girls, right? Intending that it's all of them. What about some girl, right? Who, right now, hypothetically, is a multi-trillionaire, right? And is in your kitchen right now, and she comes away right now. The door opens behind you. We see a little glint of light right behind you right now. And he says, hey, Tate, get the fuck off the computer, drinking his bullshit with his stupid cigar, talking to that fucking double on your computer, right? That could happen, right? According to you. No, it can't happen. Why not?
It can't happen, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because you said some girl being a multi-trillionaire. There's plenty of women in the world who may have a lot of money. Yeah. But you have to understand that when you look at life, you have to look at life in the different paradigms. There's many different lenses you look at life through. And when you look at life from a societal perspective, yes, women are equal to men and they should be, fine. But when you look at women from an animalistic perspective, because we are basically animals, they are not equal to us physically. When it comes to something like personal safety, which a club involves a lot of, they can get spiked, a man can try on with them and lose his temper, they can get attacked, whatever can happen. When it comes to physical protection, that is a man's realm. You could be a UFC world champion, female, whatever. I'm too big and I'm too strong. I'll still beat him. So there's no female alive who's going to come into a room and tell me when it comes to things like personal protection, responsibility for her own personal safety, etc. Trump my views. That's not true. I'm a man. I have certain domains in which I rule.
Okay, then in this line of argument with the things that you just said, I'm trying to go one by one. So I have to be selective about how I'm doing this. Okay, what you're saying, since you brought up the fact that you can get spiked, is that you, Andrew, if you go at the club alone, because the girl is staying at home, she has to stay home, she's boxed in. You go to the club because you're such a fucking warrior, and you get spiked heavier than your drink, you drink it, you will not go unconscious because you're such a fucking lion, aren't you?
It's not about that. It's about the fact that if the woman was with me in the club or if the woman couldn't protect me, that's not the woman's domain. It's down to me and my team to protect me. The female has absolutely no say when it comes to things like personal safety. She has no domain.
So she can't have a team around her. She can't.
A team of chicks? A team of chicks?
Of anybody.
Send your girl to the club.
Did I say chicks? Did I say chicks?
Oh, a team of dudes. Cool. You want to send your girl to the club with a bunch of dudes. Cool. Your prerogative. Enjoy. Hope you have a nice, long relationship.
Yo.
Well, I mean, my relationship will be long and fulfilling. I can't say the same to when you treat people like this. I mean,
saying that you don't go to the club without me, we'll go together. Oh, I'm the worst man in the world. Oh no, don't take your girl to the VIP table with you. Oh, don't do that, Andrew, you misogynist. Send her out there with all those other dudes. I'll tell you what, bro. 87 professional fights, 4-time kickboxing world champion. How about this? I'll protect your chick. Send her to the club with me.
Bro, you can be the biggest lion out there. You can be the most Chad-like bald guy out there. Okay, if your drink gets spiked, you're dropping.
That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is it's about the respect that she will have for me for protecting her and my responsibility over her and the authority that comes with it. It'll be about the fact that I don't want my woman in the club without me. I think it's disrespectful, and I don't think that any woman who truly loves a man even wants to do that. Women test boundaries as they should. And I'm about to make another comparison. I'm about to make another comparison that you can use.
Yeah.
use my analogies against me. You said
I have no other material. You said attack. You said approach me by going 1-to-1 and going with specifics. What else is there than the things that you're feeding me that I can use? Am I supposed to speak in hieroglyphs or some shit? What am I supposed to do? I have to.
Completely. So I compared women to cars, so that makes me a bad man. I'm about to compare women to children. Oh no, I'm a really bad man. So let's do the same thing, right? So when you have a child, let's say you have a 6 or 7 year old kid, they push the boundaries. They try and see what they can get away with until eventually you come and say, no, you're not allowed to do that anymore. If you leave a child completely unchecked, they're going to do a bunch of crazy shit, right? There has to be a point they come up against the wall where the parents say, no, I'm older than you. I'm more responsible than you. I'm wiser than you. I know things you don't know. Do not stick your fingers in the plug socket. That's part of being an adult. It's part of being a parent. It's the same thing as being a man for a woman. If you're a man with a woman, you're likely older, a lot older, so you're wiser by default. You're probably, if you're a successful man, more successful than her. You've seen a lot of things. You've probably seen more violence than she has, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're very, very qualified to come along and say,
why do you intend that you're probably more successful than she is?
Because you're likely older. I mean, I don't know. There's not many 18-year-old girls who are going to be more successful than a 35-year-old man. Maybe. But
why are you dating somebody younger?
Okay, 25-year-old. Doesn't matter. Men date younger women on average because young women like older men on average.
That's
and they
true.
like that because
That
they
is
respect
true.
older men because they respect the authority.
So-
I don't think any of the things I'm saying here are largely contested. I think everyone agrees that women like.
I mean, not only are they largely contested, they are mostly contested. I think most people disagree with you on this. I mean, most rational beings, except for the people that are completely delusional and off the tracks, unhinged. The problem that you think is that you're saying that men, it's impossible for them to be pushed into the right directions or helped like a children from women. The girls can't come in and say, stop doing this, Tate, stop doing that. They can't do that to you or any other guys because they're women. Which, what the fuck is that? That's just so illogical.
Some men need women to guide them. That's fine. I'm not one of those men.
Also, now some. Earlier it was all, now it's some. We're going down the list now. We're trying to what's up?
It was overall. I gave a scenario in which many men are mothered by their girlfriends, and I said in said scenario the woman has authority and responsibility, and she can prevent him from going to the club. And then I also said in every single relationship somebody has responsibility and authority. Nothing is 50-50. And then I also said for the same reason I would not allow someone to break into my car, no matter how good the locks are, I will not put my woman in a scenario where people are going to try and take her from me because I find it disrespectful and she shouldn't want to be there. That's what I said. That's all the things I said. Now, if you have a relationship in which you want your girl to go out to the club as much as she wants, that's your prerogative. I'm not coming here telling you not to do it. I will tell you it's going to end badly for you. You may disagree with me, but it will. If you keep letting your girl go to the club, it's going to end badly. Not just because she can get stolen, but because she's not going to respect you as a man. She's going to say, this man lets me go out and get drunk with other men every fucking night. What kind of dude do I have?
That is your definition of what the respect that she owes you is, not the definition of that relationships overall. That's how that transaction goes. Like I think this is. I mean, you're being obtuse. The problem with this is that you're being obtuse about it, right? Relationship, you have to be. Why are you in a relationship in the first place? Why are you with a girl, right? Because you want to. Because you want to be fulfilled. You want to have a relationship, and you want to feel like you're in something, right? You're committed. Why do you date? Tell us. Why do you date?
Absolutely, for the same reason everybody dates, for fulfillment.
Okay, so a lot of points, let's say like a polygon. A lot of things make you fulfilled, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. It makes it a nice polygon, right?
Correct.
Right. So, in my opinion, this is what the foundation of what a relationship is. For me to be fully fulfilled, I want the person I'm with, my partner, to that one of a prerequisite is that they're fulfilled in all these ways. It needs to match. For me to match, it's almost like if she's fulfilled, I'm fulfilled, and we are together like that, right?
Yep.
And what you're saying is that what fulfills a person, they have to sacrifice and lose out on some of these points for you to feel fulfilled. How does it make any sense whatsoever? That is completely and utterly illogical because they have to make compromises and sacrifices that overall will lack fulfillment and will make you feel less fulfilled, and you will end up with a raw loss overall in this exchange.
I'm gonna let y'all finish this conversation, but I just want to say I got to dip. Got a flight to catch. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Appreciate you, Eds.
Later, brother.
Los. Peace.
See you, man. Take care, man.
All right, bro.
Appreciate you.
You understand it?
Your argument. I understand your argument. Your argument is that if the woman has to make compromises to be with me, she's not completely fulfilled, which will stop me being completely fulfilled.
Yeah. I like that you're listening a lot. I like that. Thank you.
But you make compromises to be with her. You don't fuck other women. You do that.
That is not okay. When you talk about the framework of a good, stable, committed relationship, okay, fucking other girls is not a compromise. It's pre-intended.
Going to the club with a bunch of dudes is pre-intended. It's all about the parameters you set. If you're going to sit here and say that I don't want her to have to change a single thing about her life because of
the difference,
then you shouldn't have to change anything about your life.
Agreed, Andrew. That would be the perspective, as if I felt like I'm losing something by her going to the club, except I don't. Why? Because she doesn't get anything out of going to the club in those ways. That takes away from my relationships, because I'm number one. You can't replace me. They see me as the perfect fit. They love me. Right? I don't lose anything by them going to see number 2s and 3s and 50s and 100s. They have the best at home. I don't lose shit. You intend that when your girls go to the club, you're scared that they're gonna lose something. The other people around at the club are better than you, because you, Andrew, you're not number one in their heart. You're number 3, and they might get number 2 over there or number 1, and you're scared of that. Why are you scared of that? I don't get that. Makes no sense at all.
We've already discussed the fear argument. We've already discussed about the fact that no matter how good the locks are, I wouldn't put it in a high crime area. We've already discussed this. I understand you're trying to use the fact that trying to paint me as insecure and fearful.
No.
That's incorrect.
Like I said, you're not going to answer me. I want you to dissect my argument. Sorry to cut you off. You're good at letting me cut you off. Okay? I want you to dissect what I said, right? At the beginning or in the middle. And I want you to just counter-argue it. What I'm saying is that I don't make a sacrifice in that relationship by, I want to fuck other girls. Bro, I want to fuck that one girl. I don't lose out on like other girls. I don't want these girls. I want that one. She's my number 1. I'm number 1. I don't lose out and make a compromise that, no, I can't fuck other girls that I like less and love less. Otherwise, I would date these girls or that girl. So I'm not losing on that potential. The same way she doesn't lose on your. Does that make sense? It's logical.
Not really, but if let me blow your mind. Let's change the quick trajectory. Let me blow your mind. If your woman was truly fulfilled by you and she truly loved you, she wouldn't give a fuck about club. She wouldn't even want to go.
Oh God,
that's the truth. I don't have to argue with my women about going to the club.
That is not so true, bro.
Then she's not allowed to go to the bowling alley then.
They will come.
They'll
come to me and say, "Can I go to the club with all my friends?" And say, "Not without me." She'll say, "Okay, baby," and that's it. It's really not an argument. It's not hard because she's fulfilled in other ways. Now, if she didn't respect me and she wasn't fulfilled in other ways, then of course she'd argue. Then that club would become important. But to her,
then can you? Okay, I understand. Then can she go to laser tag?
Sure, she can go laser tag. I don't give a fuck. It's no problem. But it's not about that. It's about the scenario.
What if she sees an absolute lion Chad way more than at the club, some big, tough, muscular guy that looks better than you and is more intelligent? Then what?
Good. Then fine.
Then you park your Lambo in the hood, and your Lambo it's getting taken. Now you say good. So the club is parked there. Laser tag parking is good. How?
Incorrect. Because laser tag is not invented for people to fuck. The only reason clubs even exist. The only reason clubs even exist, and I'll tell you why, the basic mechanics of clubs. I know a little bit about it because I own a couple. The basic mechanics of clubs is that you fill them with girls. Girls have no money. Men come, spend ridiculous amounts of money on alcohol, which is massively overpriced to try and attract females.
Yes.
If you get a club with no females in it, no men even go. The whole point of a nightclub is to fuck. So I will not send my woman who is with me to the fucking ground. She can go to Walmart, but she ain't going to go to a place which is specifically designed and set up for her to get intoxicated and famoosed. And not because I think she will get famoosed, because she is too respectful for me, too respectful of me to go to a scenario in which she would be seen. Listen, bro, you may disagree with me. I'll tell you something.
Well, I'm like I said, your argument falls on its face because, I mean, my woman, she obeys me, right? She has friends and feels fulfilled at doing social activities, and her friends all want to go to the club. It's some girl's birthday, and yes, she's single. That one is vulnerable. It's a vulnerable prey. Okay, that girl. Okay, but they're all going to the club together, right? My girl can't tag along. No, she can't. She cannot partake. She cannot partake in social activities that make her feel fulfilled socially. She can't because that club is designed for people to fuck, right? So she can't go in there or close to it, right? Dude, so many more places are designed to fuck and more people get fucked out of them. So how does that make sense?
It's your prerogative what you want to do inside of your own relationship. I'm only explaining.
It's not a prerogative. I want you to explain that.
Sure, I will explain. Again, no problem. If firstly you just gave a very particular scenario. So now
that's important because if you say all, then it has to be all the specifics.
Say my girl when I say my girl doesn't go clubbing, I mean she doesn't go clubbing, right? I mean she does not go out all the weekend. She ain't partying anytime she wants. She doesn't go clubbing. Let's imagine there's a particular birthday for a girl, and this girl is a girl I know, and I think she's a pretty good influence, and she's not a bad girl, and they all want to go to the club, and I drop her off, and I pick her up then that is a scenario in which it possibly could happen once a year.
Then why do you say all? Then if you agree on a scenario, then why do you say all? See, this is something that you always do that when you're vocal about your mindset that irritates me a little bit, right? Not personally, but just overall hearing that is that when you say alls, right, and you're very, very hard about that when you're alone on camera, right, and you don't get interviewed or kind of argued. It's a monologue, not a dialogue. You say all, I'm such a lion, all. But when you come here and we talk about it, you say, but this scenario, but that one, but this one, but that one. How does that make sense, bro?
Because there are scenarios. Obviously, there are scenarios. Exceptions don't disprove rules. When I say my woman doesn't go clubbing, I mean she does not on the weekends be out clubbing. She does not message me, I'm at the club tonight, see you tomorrow. She does not do that. You're giving me a very particular set of scenarios. Maybe once if her friend had a birthday, maybe, yeah, perhaps. What we're talking about is different things. And I'm telling you why. You're trying to disprove me using exceptions in very, very unique scenarios. I'm sitting here saying people are born with two eyes. And you're saying, no, some people are born with one eye. Yeah, that's true. But in general, when you say how many eyes does someone have, you say two. Now, if someone asks me how many eyes does someone have, and I say two, and you were to run along and go, I know someone with one eye, that does not make me fucking wrong. So you're just trying to use exceptions to disprove rules, and it doesn't work that way.
Damn, he's good.
Any woman who's with me, in general, if you were to ask her, does she go clubbing? The answer would be no. I'm Andrew's girl. I don't go to clubs without Andrew. Now, are there very particular scenarios in which perhaps if a movie premiere and she's A-list and she has to go to a club for 15 minutes with security and I pick her up? Yeah, sure. That's not the point we're fucking making. Any woman who's with me doesn't go to the club. And the most important point of all of this is she doesn't want to. I don't have to stop her.
Okay.
Go.
I'm not, this is an understatement, but understatements, literally. You could literally win bike races backwards with how fucking hard you're backpedaling. It's insane the way that you revert your main arguments and go down them and start disintegrating them. The way you do, I've never seen that before, man. I don't know how you can even justify this. You say never go clubbing, and then there's exceptions. There are exceptions that actually happen most of the time.
Trash ask about guy best friend.
That we went out clubbing, it was for a reason. It had a reason behind it. It had something behind it, right? That wasn't, I'm going to go out to see some other options and start fucking, right? There's so many ways and reasons why people go to the club.
Think, bro. Like,
it's a social gathering. There's a lot of people.
Sure.
It's fun. It's energetic. End of story.
Sure. Well, if I had to make a binary decision, if I were to come along and say that no exceptions all are allowed, either she's allowed to go to the club whenever she wants and go to all those birthdays, or never go to the club and miss all those birthdays, and she would never go to the club and she would never go to a single fucking birthday and she would not complain. My women do not want to go to the club without me. This is being discussed as if I have to stop them. It's just, these are the parameters for being with me. You don't go to the club without me. Got it. Cool. Done. It's not a big deal.
All right, yo, X and Tate, listen, can we get to this next topic, the having a guy best friend?
That one's. I mean, if he does agree with the girl having visual or aura contact with other male beings that are in the vicinity, clearly she cannot have a best friend. I mean, a friend, an acquaintance, bitch. Mother, a sight of fucking real life men pixel is a fucking breach to Tate's fucking insecurities. I don't know. I'm
not insecure territorial.
That is insecurity. By definition, not allowing the girl to be around the sight of other men is insecurity.
I think you meant in a club scenery, but I'm just gonna ask Andrew: can your girlfriend have a guy best friend?
No, I don't think either. To be honest.
Holy fuck!
So you don't think that so do we agree on this, that your woman should not have a male best friend?
Well, a best friend means, for me, a best friend is somebody you spend most of your time with. If I'm with somebody, I'm spending most of my time with them, right? Otherwise, there's a lack somewhere that they're making up by doing other shit. Having friends is cool, right? They're gonna spend most of their time with somebody else because they're lacking some sort of social contact. That's a problem in itself. That is lack of fulfillment on one end, which translates to lack of fulfillment on both ends. That's a problem.
Yeah, I don't think a woman should. I think that. Well, first, you have to understand the paradigm. Do you think men and women can even be friends?
Ooh, yeah, that's what we talked earlier.
That is like super case by case. I think that's super hard.
I agree with that.
Like really case by case. It depends. It just depends. See, it always depends of the nature of that relationship in the first place. I think they can be friends if things are clear from the get go and you just kind of know, right? But you have to be very, very rational about it, though.
Do you think that in 99% of scenarios, when man's friends with a chick, he'd like to sleep with her if he could?
Okay, So, yeah, see, it's gonna be the all or most against. It's gonna be like the all against most take or all against whatever fucking take. We're gonna go down again like last time. Whatever. Let's say, fucking. I can use a close example. Okay, this girl does projects for Twitch events or fucking stream events. His name is Cutie. Okay, just an example. Okay, I steered a bunch of events. We work on projects together, I guess. Right? I never fuck her.
Yeah, that's
right?
acquaintance. That's work. We're talking about friendship.
Well, I mean, she's still a friend, though.
No, she's an acquaintance. She's someone you work with, someone you know. I wouldn't call him a friend.
So, okay, it's not mutually exclusive.
It's hard to draw the line. But my point is that I don't think that when a woman and a man are purely just friends without, let's say, a financial
Yo, chat, what other debate topics y'all have?
Just friends. I don't think that's a platonic relationship. I think the man is interested in her most of the time. And when people disagree with me that, I say, then why do all the hot girls have so many friends and all the ugly girls don't have any? The men are trying to get laid. And for her to sit there and entertain it and pretend that that's not the case. Oh, no, he's just my friend. She knows what's going on. It's bullshit.
X, I have a question. Sorry to interrupt. Someone asked.
I mean, because you can reverse that.
X.
What?
Somebody had asked X if would you be okay if your girlfriend was best friends with Andrew Tate?
Well, I don't want any of my friends being friends with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is a fucking moron. No, I'm just kidding. Nah.
We could, you're a famous Twitcher, bro. We could get a lot of pay-per-views on a boxing match anytime. Bro.
Have you seen these sticks I got? These are literally these are sticks. I can't fight with that. Bro, I did one tap. I'm still not scared saying that. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's not even comparable. It's like if I said biggest fucking UFC fighter, Colossus, fucking 7-foot Andy. I mean, he's going to clap you too. It's all a matter of scale.
Of course. Well, this is my point. The point is that I don't think that most male-female friendships are truly and utterly completely platonic. I think if any woman's honest, she'll admit that too. And for the same reason I discussed earlier, while I wouldn't let someone attempt to break into my Lambo, I would not let some man come along under the guise of friend. I'm not gonna let some dude come along, put on a friend hat, and try it on with my chick permanently. That's bullshit. And she shouldn't want that either. She should say, this guy obviously wants more. I'm not talking to him. Or I'll talk to him only at work for X event. That's it. And I know these views for some reason. I don't know why these views are extreme because
these are not. These are not. The rest of them are kind of extreme. They are legitimately. That one is not too extreme because a lot of people have these intentions that are preemptive, and when they see somebody that's like attractive or whatever, they'll be friends and try to snake their way in or whatever. But
would your mother hang around with some dude behind your father's back and say he's her friend?
Would your mother say that again?
Would your mother hang around with some dude behind your father's back and say he's just my friend? Would your father tolerate that?
They're not together, they're divorced.
Okay. But I'm talking about a different generation, right? Let's imagine people married 40, 50 years ago. Was it normal then for chicks to be hanging around with a bunch of dudes and saying he's just my friend only 30, 40 years ago? Or is this all new think?
A friend, it depends what kind of activities you do. I mean, dude.
Nah, bro, he's right.
You can have friends doing a bunch of shit. Like they can go fucking. Maybe they like playing golf together. Maybe they like.
It's new think, my friend. And what you must understand is that the things I'm talking about were perfectly normal and completely and utterly accepted.
Oh, you're one of these guys. Okay.
These guys. It's about accepting that society has changed and that new think is untested. And when you look at untested think, because that's what it is, it's untested by the definition of being new in and of itself. It's untested.
Yo, chat, how long is he gonna get a massage for, bro?
We had relationships for a very, very long time, thousands of years, where when a woman was with a man, she only spoke to that man. In most of the world today, still that is the case. You may live in America, but if you go to Africa or any of the Middle East or Asia or even Europe, Eastern Europe, Russia, any of these places, if you think these chicks have male friends, then you don't understand the world very well.
Taking a piss. America, 1 sec. Keep going.
Okay, I'm gonna reverse and say, in the age of Mesopotamia or some shit, right? Girls had friends and shit, then stuff with other guys. Yeah. Things change. It doesn't devalidate them as untested. A lot of things were untested previously, like. How does that prove anything? What is that? New equals bad thing? Like, I don't know what that is.
New doesn't equal bad. New equals untested, which means you don't know. Nobody knows how this new societal paradigm is going to play out. I can only talk from my personal experience. And my personal experience is that when a woman has a bunch of male friends and a boyfriend, the relationship doesn't last very long. That's my personal experience. I've seen it happen 1,000 times.
Yeah, I mean, if you date some girl who's unfulfilled of you so much that she's willing to give other guys a chance and keep an open mind about who they're going to date and who they're with, that they're going to do that with people that they meet randomly.
But if she's fulfilled, she wouldn't have male friends. You're pretending that a girl can be fulfilled.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
What if
Bro,
she already had a friend before you, like years ago?
Understood. I've been with women and they've had a friend for a very long time, but I make it very clear to them, look, he clearly likes you. And if she's honest, she'll like, yeah, I know. I keep my arm's length. And she's very honest and open with me about it. Oh, he just texts me trying to get me to go out. I'm not going to reply to him. And she'll distance herself on purpose, and she'll make it very, very clear that she's in love with me. And she'll keep him where he belongs, very, 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 very firmly in the friend zone with no hope. Because that's her job to do. I don't have to tell her to do that. Now, if I have to come along to a chick and say, you're giving this guy too much, stop texting him. If I have to do that, then she doesn't respect me, and I'm not going to be in that relationship. I'm not going to sit there and police her phone. She'll self-police out of respect for me. If she's not doing it, she's not self-policing, then she clearly doesn't respect me very much. And I need to understand the chessboard. I need to look at the board and say, okay, I'm not very well respected in this relationship. She thinks talking to these dudes is more important than keeping me happy. It's only a matter of time until we break up.
Okay. I agree with this, but the problem is that you're lumping two things that are very, very, very different. Okay, relationship needs and social needs. They're separate experiences. You saying and fearing the social overall aspect of your girlfriend, saying that she's mixing that with your personal relationship love, right, is a problem itself. That is a problem that you cannot that you can't see. There's social needs. There's to talk to other beings, hear new ideas, have different intellectual conversations with other beings than you, bro. You can't entertain all of her fucking intellectual whatever the fuck, bro. They have to go out there and talk and have fun conversations that aren't having sex and having love with somebody else. Like what?
I'd appreciate if you'd stop using the word fear, because I'm not fearful. So you can stop using that word. Firstly. Secondly.
Well, I can't. It's hard because when you don't want somebody to do something, it's out of fear. That's how it is.
You think?
Yeah, by default it is, but you are fearful of something happening. Yes.
It's not about being fearful. It's just about having my boundaries as an individual, and having
boundaries of what? Boundaries that what will happen? Boundaries of what? What is the thing that you're shielding? You said boundary from what? Boundary and shield from what? From something. Bro, you don't wear a fucking bulletproof vest being scared of the fucking wind. You wear bulletproof vest against guns and bullets, bitch. Sorry. I take the bitch back. I cannot pull that.
I don't mind. That's fine. I'll answer your first original question about them being social. Women often, if they're with a man and they love that man, their social circle ends up involving or being built around that man. His friends become their friends. The girlfriends of the other guys that he's friends with becomes their friends. I'm not saying they're not going to have any friends and nobody outside of me. But anybody who is completely and utterly unrelated to me is to a degree an enemy combatant. You need to understand, my friend, that life as a man is ultra competitive and it is war. We are all competing with each other.
Everybody's at war.
Okay.
The whole thing is war. Girls at war. Guys, everybody is at fucking war. Yes, life is a battlefield, and sometimes you got to make choices and shit like that, and that's how you climb, motherfucker. You have to take them down. It is what it is. It's a war, yeah.
All right, but I would argue that women, to a degree, call me misogynist, are a spoil of war. If you're a man and you've been to war and you've been through enough shit, you get women along with money, along with status, along with respect. Women are a spoil of war. They always have been. Look at the ancient times. They turn up, take the city, take the women. Women are a spoil of war. So all men are competing with each other for all the things men want. All of you Twitchers are competing with each other for views. I'm competing with people to make as much money as possible. If you're going to go try and get a chick, you're not the only person trying to get her. You are competing with people who are trying to get her too. And my point is this. If I win said war and a female becomes mine, I'm not going to let an enemy combatant put on a friend hat and use that as a shield and a bullshit excuse to sit there and attempt to silently chip away at my relationship. Every single time she's unhappy with me or we have an argument and he's in her fucking phone saying, well, you could do better than him. Anyone who thinks that makes you secure to allow your chick to just be poisoned.
Okay.
It's not about security. That's just responsibility. She is yours. She loves you. She adores you. Her social circle should include you and revolve around you. Anyone who comes along and has nothing to do with me, but still wants something to do with my chick is unacceptable.
Okay. I understand. So it's a spoils of war because you did something, right? Like I want to fire back at you and say that where you're in a relationship, it has to be because you are something, not because you did something and you got something, because you are something. That's how you reach fulfillment in a relationship. You're with somebody who's with you because of you, and you're them because of they are them. What happens when since you're using the battle war thing, right? You're Achilles, the great fighter with a sword, right? And you smoke this big ass giant, and you get the sport. You get in your words, you get the bitch. Now she comes to your tent and she gets to ride on the fucking stick. Yeah. The spoils of war, right? Yeah, bro. Yeah. Right. And then you build this relationship on the fact that you're such a successful fighter. The next day, something comes along, you go in the stairs and you fucking break your leg. Then it's all over, right? It's all over. Bro. You go back to your tent, it's crickets. She's fucking gone. Because you can't fucking jump and sword that guy anymore. You can't do the leap that Achilles did because you can't fight anymore. Therefore, it's gone, right?
So what's the point?
So you're saying that's how it works. Because she's not with you for you. She's with you because of some achievement, some tangible event that you did, some height that you got. And you shouldn't be worthy or you should be fulfilled of anything else but that one event.
Well, I have two answers for that. Firstly, you said she shouldn't be with you for something. She should be with you because you are something. Well, how do you become something? You become something.
That's what you become. Wait.
Become something by doing things. So you're trying to separate the two as if they're separate. They're not
separate. You is a lot of things. Your achievements is a small thing. Being successful isn't.
Hold up,
not in the realm of a man. In the realm of a man, your achievements are 85% of all of who you are. As a man, you are judged solely on your status. You don't even have to be good looking. You need to be important. And you're only going to be important by achieving important things. As a man, you're only judged on your importance and your status. And also another point I want to make, you made it sound like if I lose that next battle, she's going to run away. Well, no, not completely. But I'll counter that by saying
completely.
No, but I will answer that.
Now she's attacks you because you're a failure. She's attacks you on whatever you do because now you're not as good as you were before. So she's losing that part of success that you had. Now she should tax you. She should say, Andrew, give me $10 a day, bro. So you have to go like a wagey to the market and sell peaches, right? Because you don't fulfill her now anymore. She lost something, bro. Get taxed, pussy.
Do you think that women don't leave their man or initiate divorce when that man loses his job or can no longer financially provide? You think arguments don't happen?
Bitch-ass, unstable ones do from people who can't select their women properly.
When she does not respect you, she will leave you. And respect is a multifaceted, it's a large and complex issue. But if you cannot provide as a man, if you are not competent, she will lose respect for you and eventually she will leave. For you to sit here to say that you can lose endless battles and your girl will stay with you anyway is dream world fallacy. I'm not even talking.
Give me a new topic.
I'm a fucking warrior. I go through the
back
downs
and forth
and the ups. And I would assume the person that is with me knows I can lose 1,000 battles. At the end, I will win the war some fucking how. They know that because I built character and I built who I am as a person. And that person who's with me knows this and doesn't need some event or some win at least one battle out of 10 so for me to stay secure. They don't need that because they know who I am. They don't need the whole battles. They know the war's won because she's with the fucking winner. That's how it works.
Right. Well, if she's going to see you as a winner, even though you've lost a battle, which is fantastic, and that's how a woman should view her man, then she's only going to see you as a winner because she's seen you win a bunch of battles before. Any woman who's only ever seen you lose is not going to stand there and say he's a winner, is she?
I guess that's a fair point. Yeah.
No, my point is this. As a man, you are judged by females and by society at large on your competence. And your competence, by extension, means your ability to win in all scenarios. The more competent you are as a man, the higher status you are as a man. We don't just have to talk about money, right? My woman can come to me and say, there's a man outside with a knife. And I will go and deal with said situation. She can come to me and say, I need $1 million. I can deal with said situation. She can come to me and say, I don't know the answer to this. I can deal with it. She can come to me and say, I need a second passport. I have to disappear. I need a second name. I can deal with it. I am competent in all realms. The more competent I am, the more she respects me. By extension, the more responsibility and authority I have over her, and the less likely she is wanted to go to a club and shake her ass around. If I can't fix all of her problems, I have less authority. That's normal. I don't think if I was a beautiful woman, I wouldn't be with a man who's not top fucking level. Why would I be? Because I have innate value. So to sit here and say that women don't give a fuck if you win or lose and all of that is not true because it's too competitive. It's too competitive. There are too many men out here who want the hot chicks. A hot woman can have anyone she wants. She ain't going to choose the dude who fucking is.
With this definition, then you are admitting that any girl that dates you, right? Any girl that dates you is only with you until she sees some guy who's more successful and has won more battles than you. Therefore, you shouldn't be with anybody, right? Because of who you are, right?
No.
Every girl is always looking up at something better. The grass is always greener. You're just some pawn then, right? No. Because as soon as you go to the yacht and some guy pulls up randomly that has more money or has more followers or more whatever, she's gone. Because that guy has more battles. Yes, that's what you said. I was in your argument. The guy has won more battles and is more stable. Why shouldn't she go to that guy?
After
I'm saying that man to be a threat. No, she's going to have an emotional attachment to you because you're going to have an established relationship, private jokes, time spent together.
Then you're scared she's going to leave then.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anything.
You are. Yeah, that is what. Because he has something you don't. I have something that nobody else has. Nobody. Not even you, him, the president. I'm myself. That's all I fucking need.
Cool. Well, then I would put it this way. I would expect any man listening to this stream to see me as a threat, because if you don't see me as a threat, then you are literally stupid. If you see your girl talking to me, I expect you to be like, fuck, he ticks too many boxes, he's too competent, and he's too good at certain things. I don't need him near my woman. Now, she ain't going to run away straight away, no. But if I keep talking to her and you and her have a little bit of an argument, she's going to end up doing something that she might even regret it, but she's going to end up doing it. That is the nature of humanity. Now, to sit here and say that because I'm me, I'm so secure, I'm not threatened by nobody, that's not true. That's not an intelligent way to approach things. I'm a world champion fighter, right? If I see a man in my garden late at night, he may not be able to fight like me. I still don't want him near my house. Who the fuck are you, right? That's still a threat. It's still somebody who wants what I have. So it's not even as black and white as you're trying to make it. Another point you're trying to make, I think you're trying to.
But okay, but he's not even competing. You already won. It's not even, there's no competition. You are yourself. You've shown that. So why do they need anything else?
The competition. Go on.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying it's not competition. I mean, why would you? There's no competition. You have what nobody else has. How is anybody competing with that?
Well, we're all different, right? I have things that nobody else has in some realms, but you guys have things I don't have, right? If there's a chick who's in love with Twitch, you're all more important than me. That's fine, but it's not about that. It's not even about that. The point I'm trying to make is, I think you were trying to say earlier that a girl's only with me because I have certain things, because I have X, Y, Z, etc.
Well, that's not her fault. It's your fault, because that's how you set it up to be.
I agree.
You're creating your own demons by the division.
It's not a demon. I agree that women are only with me. Shallow females are only with me because I'm big, tall, strong, rich, interesting, compendious, because I have charisma, because I can fix their problems, because I have a well-connected network, because I'm important and respected and high status. I agree women are only with me for all those things. That does not mean that their love is not true. You think that a woman who's only with a guy because he's big, tall, strong, handsome, and rich doesn't love that man? You're only with her for her titties and you love her? So what the fuck are you talking about? You're trying to pretend they're separate. They're the same fucking thing.
bro, listen, you're talking to the big titty guy. I fucking love titties, okay? There's nothing, I don't give a fuck if people say I'm a child with that. I fucking love titties. And I don't even agree with that, okay? I love titties more than anybody else. And just titties, it's just not good enough. It's just not.
Fuck?
I was making a point humorously, so I'll make the point now professionally. If you're only with a woman because she is loyal, kind, soft, adoring, and beautiful, and she makes you feel happy, are you shallow?
I said it again. That was a lot.
She's loyal, she's adoring, she's funny, she's gorgeous, she makes you feel happy. Your friends love her. She lives in your house. She cooks, she cleans. You feel good when you're around her. Are you shallow to be with that woman?
No. Why would I be shallow?
Oh, so if a woman's only with you or me or anyone else because she looks up to you and sees you as strong, rich, competent, interesting, you can protect her. She likes to be guided by you. She likes talking to you. Is she shallow to be with you because you're purely high status?
No. So no, the point I'm making is that I agree with you.
No, that's just one of the reasons she loves me.
Okay. It's all about proportions. Okay. Think about it. Like I said earlier, the motherfucking polygon. Okay. If it's a polygon, it fills on certain sides because certain strengths. Okay. What I'm saying is that you can have a little bit of everything, right? A little bit of everything. But if the reason why she's there is mostly the things that are fucking tangible, right? Like money or whatever. If most of it is that it's the money and the status or whatever, that's a fucking problem.
Sure,
You want to be a nice balance.
I'm zoning out.
Somewhat
I'm too tired.
of
I want to lock
everything.
in.
So it feels fulfilling in all ways and good and feels good. It's
Agreed.
a good thing. All of it. So if it goes with you because of 3%, whatever, 3% intellect, 5% whatever, and then 40% money and 30% looks. What happens if your investment all fall flat and you get old in 10 years? Then that woman out the window. You get because most reason why she likes you, most reason is these tangible dog shit, and then boom, it's gone.
Agreed.
And then what? And then what? What do you do then?
Then you're going to find another bitch. I never said that wasn't the case. What do you want me to say? I never said that wasn't the case at all. I'm saying that women are attracted to tangible things. It's a tangible world. I said this earlier. Now, I've never been with a woman who only loves me for money. I'm not a sugar daddy. I'm not like that as a person. I have a lot of money, but my women who are with me, they don't get like presents and cars, none of that shit. Like they can live in the house and I'll take them out for dinner, but they could get with a man with less money than me and get a lot more money out of said man. So I understand the point you're making. Yeah, if a hooker's with a dude purely for money and he runs out of money, yeah, cool.
And how do you know that?
I know that because of how my relationship's set up. Because if they're with me for money, they choose someone else because they don't get any money.
Well, I mean, they're not to work, not to do shit. They live for free. So how do you know they're not with you only because they can live for free and a good life and a fancy life? How do you know that for certain? How do you build that framework, right? Where they display they're with you for all these other intangible things from you that isn't only life stability and status?
Good question. Good question. So what we need to do is we need to get this Twitch stream. We need to get every single stay-at-home mother, every single stay-at-home wife in the entire country, and we need to ask them how we know they really love their husband. They're not just with them so they don't need to have a job. Let's do that, shall we? That doesn't even make sense.
I didn't ask these fucking degenerates or me. I asked you. Also, is that lady billing you a new fucking back and rearrange your fucking bones? Why is it being massaging for 4 hours straight, bro? What is she doing out there, man? Bro, what the fuck? There's gotta be some sort of fucking osteopathic replacement or some shit.
I have a lot of muscle. It's painful to carry it around. It's a 2-hour massage.
Can she get like a little break or like some water?
Of course, she gets water. She works hard. She's here every day. She loves me. She's fine. She's my best friend.
Okay,
she's well looked at.
What's her name?
Watch out. Hey, sorry, lady. You better watch this guy's girlfriend. She's about to get jealous because he has a best friend that isn't her. Holy shit. Watch the fuck out. Hey, somebody tell her.
I want to say one more thing that will really trigger you, but this is true. All the rules I've been saying and all the things I've saying that apply to women don't apply to me. I can go to the club when I want. I can have as many female friends. So I can do whatever I want. So let's just make that.
Okay.
I can do as much as I want. Because I'm the boss.
You're the boss.
So I can do what the fuck I want.
Top G.
Right? So, yeah, top G. My chick can't come to me and say, who's this chick? Like, some bitch. Why are you talking to her? Because I fucking want to. I'm allowed.
I mean, in a way, when you have these two things, right? These in that polygon, when you have a crazy
amount of dick eating, my dick sucking.
I mean, you can do whatever the fuck. You can do crazy, outlandish shit and still have security.
It's true, but I don't like people thinking that women are only with me for money because it's actually the absolute opposite. I only first ever made serious money because I had so many women when I was broke. So let's keep that in mind, firstly. So I had women when I had no money. So
and why? Because you were good looking or other things? What was it?
I was a world champion.
Because you had good hair. What happened when you went bald? You think maybe some women was only because of your hair, but now you're bald. What happened then?
I'm not bald. I shaved my head. I could grow all my hair back if I decided.
Bro, we can see the hairline. It's like a whole McDonald's symbol.
It's here, but it's because I was a world champion fighter, I'd assume, and because I'm interesting and smart. I guess.
That was funny, XQ.
I'm big. I had lots of reasons. I had lots of things about me that women like, clearly, because they listened to me and they helped me make up millions and millions of dollars. So it's not just about money.
Yo.
How are you hiding Los Pollos' video? Like how do you do that?
You right click. He fell asleep.
What do you click?
He fell asleep, so
but what do you click?
You right click, you just show my camera or disable video.
Really? Good shit. Thank you, brother. I never knew that. Continue, guys.
So yeah, this is a very interesting conversation. I would like to, if I had the time, which I know, we could do a really interesting study. You get a new girlfriend, I get a new girlfriend. I give mine my set of rules, and you give your set of rules, and we see who lasts longer.
Who lasts longer? Bro, life doesn't work like the way. We can't just fucking full reset and get like brainwashed, like clean. You can't. That's the problem with life. How do you? Okay, this is one I've had problems with life. How do you know you have the tools and you have what it takes to make it if you can't full reset?
Oh shit! I wasn't muted.
It's hard. It's hard. You
this shit
don't
is hilarious,
ever know for sure, right?
I wish. Can we do a poll in the chat? Is it possible to do a poll?
Yeah, you can do a poll. Yeah.
Okay, just ask and say if your girl goes to the club with men all the let me I told that wrong.
Paul, do it again. You have to give me the specifics.
Yo, mods, any mods up?
If your girl can go to the
Paul.
club whenever she likes with her girls, is she more likely, or are you more likely to break up than if she doesn't go club? That's the question.
So just
Let's see what people think.
Just put break
Maybe
up.
I'm wrong.
Just put
it's fine.
Put
I
break
have
up
no
or
problems
not break
being
up.
wrong. Like I don't give a
Your
fuck.
girl goes clubbing
Without you,
with her girls.
Without you, very often, are you more likely to break up? Boom.
Just put yes or no. Even actually. Hold up, Andrew. You're looking at my shit, so I got you. So wait, you want me to put yes or no, or break up or not break up?
Yes or no is fine.
I just did break up, not break up, and it's so.
One minute pull in the chat.
Let's do it.
Mine's 95% breakup. Mine's then.
You stream to a bunch of fucking preteen fucking cool Mirandis up in his bitch.
You stream to a bunch of skateboarding fucking.
What's the question?
Exactly. I am as biased as you. We are not rooted in rationality. These guys spam W when this guy shows up on screen.
Holy shit! What is the question?
If your girl goes out clubbing with her girls without you, are you more likely to break up with her than not? My personal answer is no, 100% no. Okay, because if she goes to the club, it has nothing to do with my relationship stability, and isn't getting something isn't getting from me by going out there, right? And she's fulfilling other needs socially that she enjoys. That makes me even less likely.
You are
more likely to be broken up with, right? If you allow her to do less things that she enjoys doing.
This is like 50-50.
And a story. I want my girl to feel pretty, and if she's bomb and hot and fucking sexy, I want her to be able to feel that. I want her to be able to do that. What the fuck she wants? She's not gonna fucking sit at home in her pajamas.
Oh, fuck.
She just like you like to have your fucking top off so we can see your titties and your traps.
Freak, I'm gonna add you after.
She likes sometimes looking nice and having some cleavage, so she feels sexy when she looks at her in the mirror. Has nothing to do with what she's getting out of others. It's how she sees herself. Oh, I'm sexy. I want her to feel that way.
50 gift.
I want her to say, "Oh my, I'm so fucking sexy." I think it's fucking hot as shit.
Yeah, I love it when your girl comes to the club with her tits out. I love it.
Oh yeah, because you can look like a window shopper, like when you're broke, right?
That's right.
I know that she comes back home and sucks my balls and probably not yours, and nobody else is in the world.
That's right.
That's security.
Thank you. That's right. You're right.
Security.
No, you're totally right, man. Everyone's window shopping. No one's touching her. Just
they are window shopping. They absolutely are. Yeah.
Cringy.
So, like I said, you are scared. People are not window shopping when your girl goes out.
Yeah. So you're right. All my girls are ugly, clearly, and I'm very fearful.
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say ugly or looks. I said what I said is what you're saying is that you intend that if you were going out, people will not be window shopping. They wouldn't be touching. They would not. No.
Look, I hang around with many beautiful women. They get a lot of attention, and we go out with me, and they get shitloads of attention. Of course, it's normal, but
that's good. That's good. That's a good thing.
I'm getting tired.
Of course.
That doesn't mean that they're touching though.
But they're with me. I wouldn't send them to the club by themselves. And you know what's actually? I know this is very unusual to like.
So you have to be close when something that you don't like happens.
I know this is maybe unusual to an American audience, right? But I live in Romania, so in Romania, if you go to a club and she's not with a man, she's single. The idea that a woman has a boyfriend and goes to the club without her boyfriend is literally, it doesn't exist. So you see women with their men and you see women standing on their own and everyone knows they're the single ones. It's impossible for a girl to have a boyfriend and still go out. That's just the societal norm. Same in Russia, same in most of Eastern Europe, same in all of Asia, same in the Middle East, same in Africa, same in most of the world.
That's cultural shit. You know, comparing the East, the West, Middle Eastern.
Cultures. We're comparing cultures now. We're comparing the culture of the Western United States to other countries. The Western United States is a country with the highest divorce rate, the most suicidal males, girls are sleeping with the most men, the most porn stars, the most fucking OF, the cam, and all this other trash. You're going to try and defend the society which is the most degenerate on the fucking planet? There's nothing fucking respectable about...
Well, I live in here. I don't have any other choice. I like living here. I live here. That's about it. End of story. I'm not going to fucking...
My ideas are not unusual most places on the planet. They may be unusual to an American audience in a degrading society full of disgusting...
Okay. With this mindset, the girl of your dreams is actually not even alive right now. She's probably stuck in the fucking cave ages with the fucking with the mindset that they had back then of the animals and fighting. So by definition, your soulmate or best fit is in the fucking -2 million or some shit.
There is no such thing as a soulmate because as a man, you mold your woman. I take any woman and she becomes my soulmate by obeying my rules. And if she doesn't obey, we break up. So the women are malleable. My point is I could take an American woman and she would abide by my rules because that's who I am. It's not about that. My point is you're defending.
Why would I have to obey? In that, dude, I feel like the way you're saying that obey, then in that sense, the way we use the word obey, you can make her do any tricks whatsoever fucking ever. You can make her do anything. She has to obey. What is that, man?
It's comply. Like if they don't want to comply with my rules and my views on how a relationship should run, then they should leave. That's normal, right? A woman gets with me. I think it wants to be this way. She doesn't want it to be that way. Then we break up. What's the problem? But if she stays, it's
that was both ways though, with girl and woman and men, right?
Correct. A woman can come to me and say, "I expect you to do X, Y, Z, Andrew." And if I do those things, we stay together. And if we don't, we break up completely. But my point is that my rules are that I can do whatever I want in certain regards, and she can't. Those are my rules because I have responsibility.
Okay, it makes sense. So you are inherently superior, right? Therefore, you command the boat. As an analogy, I just always felt like relationship. It's more like a plane. You have a co-pilot, right? You have a co-pilot. You think it's the opposite. You have a ship, and you're the fucking captain, and they are the whatever mother sucker down on the board, and you do this and you do that, and you obey the captain. I'm the captain, mother sucker, right? And you, as Andrew, no girl is above you. Not a single breathing woman on earth is above you and commands you or could command you because you're above somehow.
I could argue that, but just for the sake of keeping things simple, I'll that's 85% correct. Yeah, correct.
85% how?
Because you're saying like no woman's above you, that you're trying to use it as a misogynistic term, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that in a relationship, someone has to be in charge, and I think the most healthy relationships are relationships with the man in charge, and there are certain domains in which I'm always going to excel.
Jesus.
And because of that, let me give you another example, and then we're going to change subject, hopefully. Last example.
Yes,
sure.
please.
You're walking down the street with your chick. I come up to you, or forget me, 10 UFC guys come up to you. Your chance of winning is 0%. Okay, but they want to physically harm your female. It is your masculine duty and your imperative to at least attempt to protect her. Do you agree?
What? Bro, this isn't World of Warcraft. You don't AoE the mobs down, bro. Like, this isn't some fucking primitive, you're against a lion type shit, bro. It's an unwinnable fight. Nobody would take that fight. By the likeness, I would hope my girl knows.
Try.
We cannot win this fight. We must both run. And we both run.
No, okay, yeah, but let's say they're about to drag the woman into a bush and have their way with her, unless you at least attempt to protect her. Do you feel like you have a masculine duty, even in the face of unwinnable odds, to at least attempt to protect her? Yes or no?
Bro, you made fun of me for my scenarios. What is this scenario of some obscure fucking like hentai shit, man? What the fuck am what are we talking about here, man?
Fine, I'll change it then. If you want to pretend that that's not a very reasonable question, even though it is, I'll change
10 dudes are dragging the woman, in a bush, and you have to fight 1v9. Bro, you wouldn't even win that if you were fucking Naruto, man.
That's like, I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about your imperative. I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about, do you have a duty? Do you have a masculine duty to at least?
Where does that duty come from? That both partners have to help each other in some way. You know,
both partners. Okay, so you need your chick to fight for you. I get it. Next question. Let's say you're alone in your house. You and your chick.
Hey, hold up. Hey, let's roll it back a little bit. So you say that the girl can't fight for you, right? Because it's not her role. Whenever she made her character, she didn't choose fucking defender or melee. She chose fucking female because they can't fucking fight. What the fuck is that? So what if you get jumped by 3 dudes, right? And you're getting absolutely boned, okay? And she has a gun, right? She cannot shoot because the woman do not fight. The woman cannot fight. She can fight for you, right? But because you're such a lion, bro, right? Bro, come on. You're gonna 1v3 them, right?
That's not the point. If my female had a gun, I'd tell him to shoot every fucker. That's not what I'm saying. So
but now she fought for you. That's not male, bro. That's not fucking warrior mode. You let the fucking female fight for you? Come on, Andrew, you're better than that.
Let me change the question because you want to pretend my question is not very reasonable, even though it is. Because we're talking about masculine duty and authority and responsibilities. It's a hypothetical. So let me change it. You and your woman are asleep in bed upstairs. You hear someone break into the house downstairs. Who goes downstairs?
Nobody.
Tripping. XQ, you tripping. Hold on. XQ, so you're not going down there?
Nobody's going down there.
So what if they come upstairs?
Bro, you gotta protect.
Bro,
Hold
I'll
up,
keep it
bro.
a buck 50 real quick. No,
Protect.
real quick. I'll keep it a buck 50.
No. My job is to survive, not protect. My job is to survive. And sometimes that means to go down there, the guy's a gun. It doesn't matter.
That's
what
not
the
very
fuck I do.
courageous of you, bro.
We are both going down by doing the smart thing, the analytical thing, the strategic thing. We can both survive. If I go down, not only am I jeopardizing myself, I am jeopardizing both of us by not being smart and a leader in that regard. We are even more in danger if I go down than if I not go down.